Hey, hi, this is Russ Hess. I'm out here on the beach here in Padre Island, and I thought it would be great to share with you kind of the predicament that I'm in right now. I, uh, I have kind of a situation, I think a lot like a lot of folks out there, where they are kind of not making enough money. And bear in mind, this is not a get rich quick thing at all. I'm just trying to share with you transparently what I'm going through and how I'm thinking about, you know, kind of overcoming it, um, based on some just basic principles of, you know, trying to build and dig my way out of debt and trying to earn my way to the next level, so to speak. And I think that kind of hits home with a lot of folks. I hope this is helpful to some other folks out there. I got the backdrop here of the ocean because I thought, you know, what the heck? Might as well make it real comfortable. Might as well be a nice, comfortable place to discuss this situation because it's not real comfortable. You know, when you get transparent and talk about, you know, things that are dear to you, and it's, you know, money, right? So that's kind of important, and people get real upset about that. You know, but I'm just gonna share with you, you know, kind of where I'm at. I recently, like in the last 6-7 months, actually the last 9 months, moved to Corpus Christi, Texas, and then I made a career move, and now I'm working down here, earning a fair wage, doing pretty good. Not great by any means, but you know, it's helpful. I've got benefits that are paid. I've got an income, and I'm able to stay above my debt barely, which may be a lot like a lot of folks like you out there. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, whole point being is I have got about in income, net income, about 2175, or right at that, close to that, as a net income, and that is, I'm able to squeeze by with all my debts and monthly expenses, with $190, $194 of discretionary income, which means I've got $194. Let me do a balance sheet on this. I come out with, got $194 available to me after all my payments and all my services and loans and debts and everything that I have. So I'm going to kind of break it down for you a little bit. So like I said before, 2174 or 2175, however you want to figure. If you want to round up, it's 2175. And then, so I've kind of broken it down here. I've got $516 in car payments. I've got $119 in ancillary services, different services that you have that you know, help keep you going and whatnot. Different services like for instance, part of that service is one that I strongly promote is Lockline. Like if your identity, your financial identity, you desperately need to be a part of that. You know, get that paid for that monthly service. It's definitely worth it. Just to have that peace of mind that somebody's not stealing your identity, even at the basic level, it's pretty good deal. Here's one that's really crazy, and I haven't really gotten into the reason why it's so crazy. Is I've got over $550 in insurance, and this is car insurance covering several cars, all the family cars. $550. This is ridiculous. Kind of granularly taking a look at this, and there are a couple of claims in there that have kind of made that go up a little bit, but Why it's so drastically high? I've got more in car payments, more in car insurance than I have in car payments. So not exactly going to take, that's one of the areas I'm definitely taking a look at, going to comb over that pretty well to see if there's anything I can do to kind of reduce that, get that down a little bit. That does seem quite a bit high to me. Other things are cell phone service. I've got about $300 a month in cell phone service. Again, that does seem a little bit high. I am covering over 7 different devices, so that may be, maybe need to trim a few devices out of that. Now, I am covering that for the family, so maybe there's some folks that have experienced this before and can give me some hints. I'm not for sure, but I'm going to try to reduce that down and maybe get to a plan that's maybe a little cheaper. I do like the service that we have now. The service is through AT&T, so I do like that service. It seems to be working for us pretty well. But again, $300 is $300. That's something I think definitely we can try to see if we can cut down or cut back on and still have good service. After that, the number one besides insurance is $495 of credit card debt per month. That's just minimum, paying the minimum payments on the credit cards, and that's, like I said, $495 a month. That seems pretty steep, but here recently I just sold a house, and selling that house, I incurred a lot of debt getting there, and so with that, $495 doesn't seem so drastic if you consider that I had a lot of expenses in trying to sell that house and trying to get that gone out of my debt ratio, I guess, if you will. So with that being said, incurred probably somewhere in the vicinity of about $10,000 debt altogether, trying to sell that house, trying to get it, and then once we sold the house, it wasn't like we made any money on it. It was just a straight across, didn't make any money on it. In fact, I probably lost equity on it, but I'm not having to make the payments on it. So that's the biggest part of that. So, I'm kind of coming in after that, just to let you know that I've got, I'm trying to trim the fat, so to speak, and trying to get, where I can move forward. Now, what am I going to do to try to increase where I'm going or increase my income? I mean, here we go. That's my debt. That's my income. Again, if you add that all up, it's $194 difference. That's a good sign. It's $194 in the black, not the red, but in the black. Anyway, I'm wearing black, right? So, and if I was in the red, would I be wearing red? I don't know. It just worked out that way. Okay. So the whole point being is I've got a couple of opportunities that I'm looking at here. One is how do I dig myself out of this? Well, maybe getting a second job for a while might help. And I know I've said that in the past, not passionately, but it could work to some degree. Try to pay off some of the low-hanging fruit, so to speak, and get that out of the way. The other thing that I'm looking at doing is maybe applying for another position where I'm at that pays a little bit more. It keeps me in with the same employer, but a little bit different position that pays a little bit more, where I can actually increase my income and therefore decrease my expenses by paying them off actually sooner than what I am right now. Right now it's going to be a creeping crawl at $194 discretionary income to try to make that difference and make any difference. Pretty much I'm just sustaining the debt, not really paying it off to any great extent. So this is what I'm intending to do, is to get a better paying job perhaps, and working part-time, a second job, in order to increase my chances of paying down that debt. Now with that, again, it does take time. It's just starting in on this. This is the December 20th of 2017. So we'll see where it goes from here. I do plan on trying to put in the best possible wisdom. I'm getting as much prayer and help, counseling as I possibly can from others. And hopefully this works out well. I just have the full faith that will work out. It's much better now that I'm in the black as far as the ratio is concerned, doing the acid test on my assets or my income and liabilities. Is at least able to say that I'm in a reasonable position. Not great, but reasonable. Anyway, again, this is Russ again. I've gone about 11 minutes here. Just wanted to share with you my thoughts on where I'm planning to go, and hopefully get you at least every other week or weekly updates as best as I possibly can, and as candid as I possibly can and unedited as possible. Don't have a whole lot of time to be throwing at editing a lot of videos, you know what I mean. Anyway, y'all have a great one, and we'll report back as things happen. See you now. Bye.